This is the Reds POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Cincinnati Reds. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Good afternoon, Reds fans, and welcome to another edition of the POSTCAST, brought to you by Locked On Reds and the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. My name is Tim Daniel, and this episode is brought to you by Kalshi. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code LOCKEDON to get $10 when you trade $10. On today's show, we break out the brooms. It is a sweeptastic day today at the Reds POSTCAST as we discuss the Cincinnati Reds sweeping the Athletics with a 6-5 win today. And on today's show, we're going to talk about patience at the plate leading the victory. Andrew Abbott on short notice taking over and pitching a stellar game. But we're going to start the day talking about the fact that the Reds hit not one, not two, not three, but 4 bombs today.
This is what you'll be talking about.
The Queen City Bombers, as said here in this comment by someone who has a very long YouTube ID. I'm very sorry that I can't pronounce it. Elias. We'll go with Elias. We walk with Elias. But the nice sweep day for the Reds. It was really, really fun game to watch, starting from jump. Elly hits a home run in the first half out of the game for the Redlegs. And then you go ahead and you see later in the game, Sal Stewart hits a homer. And that's funny because that was so big because it was when Oakland, I know it's going to do it at some point this series. The A's take the lead. Sal ties it back up. Later that same inning, Tyler Stephenson hits a homer. So it's the third one. And then once they put things together and the game's starting to get put away, so we think, then JJ Bleday ends up hitting a very important home run in the game that he hits in the 7th because obviously the A's wouldn't put 2 on in the 9th off of Brock Burke, which, you know what? That happens. So Elly hits a homer in the 1st, and then the A's make a really nice run in the 4th where they score 3 runs. Tommy White gets the single that brings Henry Bolter to 3rd. Soderstrom gets a really nice hit that brings in 2 runners, and then the Reds kind of get lucky on a challenge for a double play. Thank goodness for Lawrence Butler. I thought he was safe at first, then the replay said he wasn't. So then Sal hits the homer, Tyler Stevenson homers, and then that was a pretty fun game. So 4 homers today from the Redlegs. Like Dave says here, loving the starting lineup. They've been talking about it quite a bit since they made the moves to the starting lineup. They haven't lost. And by the way, somehow, some way or another, we're having this conversation about this team and the weird year they've had. They're 2 games under 500, which is kind of whatever, it's not a thing that anyone should be necessarily excited about. But where they were compared to now, they've won their last 4 games. We talked about this last night. They've won 5 of their last 6 series. They're playing good ball. And I know you can point to the competition they're playing, but they've played pretty similar competition throughout the year. And they just keep on keeping on. So that's been really, really fun to see. So let me go ahead because the Reds Twitter account tweeted this right before I went live. And thank you all for being patient. I know obviously the day games during the week are a little tougher for me. So 4 straight wins, winners of 6 of the last 7, and winners of 11 of the last 15. So like we said, winners of 5 of the last 6 series. Also the first home sweep of the year and just the 3rd sweep of the season overall. The other 2 were in early April. Well, not early April, but April against the Rangers and the Twins. So it's nice to see them get one of those again. But really fun day today for the Redlegs. Just a blast to watch. How about Geno with getting on base 3 times today? Haven't been able to say that much. Gets a hit and 2 walks, which we'll get to the big walk that he had later in the show. So nice day for the Reds. Great day to be a Reds fan. A really nice win today. And let's talk about the fact that Andrew Abbott stepped up today when the Reds needed him the most.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
So yesterday, we obviously get the unfortunate news that Hunter Greene is going to be making it another trip to the injured list, which just sucks. But Andrew Abbott gets approached by Tito yesterday and says, "Do you want to go tomorrow? Because we're gonna have a bullpen day on Friday, or do you want to know? Or do you want to pitch Friday, or do you want to pitch today? Because otherwise, we're gonna have a bullpen day one way or another in DC." And Abbott goes, "I'll go today. Let's get the bullpen saved before we go on the road." And man, he goes into the 7th inning, which the Reds could not have asked for more. So that was nice to see. He goes 6 2/3 with 3 runs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Wasn't spectacular, but the fact that the Reds needed this day from him so bad to kind of give the bullpen the rest before tomorrow, a bullpen that has been really good now for a couple weeks, Just really kind of helps the team out a lot. I thought Andrew Abbott was really good today, and he ended up going what? He had, how many pitches did he throw? 88 pitches. So he probably, if he gets the last out, goes right under 7 innings. But they'll take that. I know the bullpen's definitely appreciative of it, not just for the fact that tomorrow, but just kind of like when you see how well this team's playing of late, the first thing you look to at the box score is how many innings did they get from their starters. They're getting really good innings from their starters of late. A lot of 5, going into the 6th, going into the 7th kind of outings from their starters. And that's just making a big key difference for this team right now. And then I loved what Andrew Abbott said in his post game. It's rare I get to watch this since I normally have to be on air right after. But he goes, I wanted to give the bullpen as much of a break as possible, especially before this game. We got to go on the road. He's like, I wanted to make sure that we gave them everything they needed. And so that was really cool of him. So big shout out to Andrew Abbott there as well. But hey, we're going to go ahead and take our break. When we come back, we're going to talk about a few more offensive guys. But the biggest thing I want to talk about is the Reds' ability to just make walks today and their patience at the plate. But first, we got to talk to you about our friends over at Kalshi. Make baseball season more this year. On Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform, you can trade on every single game. Say particularly you're looking at tomorrow night when the Reds make the trip to our nation's capital to face the Washington Nationals. You can trade at that game and see if you can get a really nice rate from the Reds and when you buy out and see what they can get for you there. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. Download the Kalshi app and use code LOCKEDON to get $10 when you trade 10. Kalshi. Kalshi. Trade on anything. Anything. If you're getting ready for the basketball season, the football season, Kalshi's got you covered there. If you want to see what the weather is going to be like tomorrow, Kalshi's got you covered there. If they want to see what's, your politic with the presidential election might look like in 27, they got you there as well. We're not ever going to get to that on this show by any stretch. 18 plus only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Kalshi products are not available in all jurisdictions. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, visit kalshi.com/regulatory. As we know, here at Locked On Reds, we're all very fond of our friends over at Stance. Stance socks are the most comfortable. They are just excellent to wear around, not just for baseball, but anything. And Stance has been so nice to give us the word of the day as far as the iconic player right now. And so let me find that. Cool. Where you at, Stance? All right, we're on a roll here. There we go. As the official sock partner in Major League Baseball, Stance knows greatness isn't built in a single moment. It's earned over time through consistency, preparation, and showing up every day. That's why each week we're recognizing one player whose performance embodies those same qualities. This week's everyday icon is Sal Stewart, a National League All-Star, candidate for National League Rookie of the Year, excellent heads-up base running the other day to get the go-ahead run, and today hits a much-needed home run to get the Reds tie the game. He's been the everyday icon all year. He's already passed the Reds rookie record for RBIs. Well, he's about to pass the Reds rookie record for RBIs in the season. He's amongst the Major League leader in RBIs, and obviously has become the yin to Elly De La Cruz's yang at one to the top of the order, where they're just bringing the Reds this big success, and they've been doing it so well. The everyday icon is presented by Stance. Check out the icon collection from Stance. Premium comfort, performance, and durability designed for whatever your day brings. Use promo code LOCKEDON at checkout for 20% off your purchase. Stance, the official stock partner of Major League Baseball. I really got to get better at reading these ads as commercial, like early before the show, because then when I stumble upon my words, I look really silly, right? But hey, you guys are still here, and I want to thank you all for being an everydayer as we discuss the Cincinnati Reds with a sweep over the Athletics today with a 6-5 win. And if you are an everydayer, why don't you go ahead and just step up your everydayer game and join the Locked On Reds Everydayer Club for $5 a month or $50 a year. You get access to ad-free episodes of all your favorite Locked On shows, not just me and Jeff and Steve over here at Locked On Reds. Maybe be over at Locked On Cavs if you want to be super nice to me, or you're Locked On Bengals, you're Locked On Pacers, you're Locked On whatever. I'm not going to say Steelers. You're never going to get any credit like that from the show, like from me. But everything you want to talk about, everything you want to listen to over there at Locked On as your Everydayers Club, and also with access to our Discord chat as well. Hey, turning point today, walks.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
So I know, obviously, Tyler Stephenson ties the game up, but in the bottom of the fifth, Geno draws a walk. And right after that, Dane Myers draws a walk, and that makes it 5-3. And the patience at the plate really jumped out here. Now, I get it. The gentleman who was pitching for the Athletics was a little wild. Not gonna get away from that. Alvarado, yes. And Elvis Alvarado, yes. I couldn't figure his name out for a second. I was blanking. But to see the Reds just kind of be like, okay, we're not going to swing at anything crazy here. Now, he does get Tyler Stephenson on an incredible placement of a fastball. The bases loaded to throw that pitch to Ty Steve, who homered the last inning. That's gutsy, and it worked out for him. So I can't be mad at Tyler Stephenson for that. That guy made a hell of a pitch. And you were thinking like, oh no, the Reds with runners in score position has been trouble all year. Geno gets a 4-pitch walk. How many times this year has Geno gotten a 4-pitch walk? Ever? Not that I remember. I'm sure he has, but I can't remember it, at this point of the year. But he goes out there, he draws that walk. And then Dane Myers draws this walk as well. And you're like, oh, all right, cool. It's a 5-3 game. And then you go, obviously then you go and see this right now. So the Reds today as a team had 5 walks. One guy in particular I want to give a shout out for a walk, Hector Rodriguez. I know Hector Rodriguez doesn't have a hit yet in his 2 games played, but he's walked in both of them. And I'm pretty impressed with what we've seen from him so far. I got to be honest. I know it's not much. I know what he did in AAA at least, so I can at least go off that. But I've liked what they've gotten from him throughout, his first 2 games here. And I'd like to see him play every day. I don't know if that's necessarily something that Tito and staff are going to do, but if it was me, I would. I would for sure. So it was nice to see them work on that. JJ Bleday gets a walk along with his homer. Like I said, Geno gets 2 walks. Dane Myers and Hector Rodriguez each get walks. So they get, in 31 at bats, they have 8 hits today. They have 6 RBI. They have 5 walks. They did have 13 strikeouts, but so be it. Also, Matt McClain today has a steal. So that was nice to see. I know he went 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts, but I will take that steal from him. JJ Bleday gets caught stealing again. And so that was kind of a bummer. Other things I want to make mention of before we get out of here. Defense today was really good. 2 double plays. We got Geno, McClain, Stewart going around. We got a McClain, Elly, Sal one as well. It's just been really fun to watch this team play defense. Now I know someone's going to bring up the Elly, the Elly error at the end of the game. 9th inning does lead to the A's getting a run on that homer in the 9th. But I'm not super worried about that in this case because, yeah, he probably shouldn't have made the throw and just put it in his pocket. But now you can kind of see that thankfully didn't end up hurting them too bad because they still hold on to get the win. So that was really nice to see. Other things I want to mention, Pierce Johnson in his inning was really good. I know he comes in and finished out the 7th for Andrew Abbott and then gets the next 2 guys to start the 8th. That was really nice to see. He's a guy who's kind of been up and down this year. He's been injured. He's obviously been through a lot, but you're kind of starting to see as this team, what, Dave? I agree. He says, love watching Elly go for that bare hand. I agree. I completely agree. Pierce Johnson has not pitched well of late. In 7 innings, his last 7 appearances, he's had 6 innings and 5 earned runs. So to see him go through there unscathed today was really nice. Sam Mullen only goes in and has to get a batter. I know Brock Burke does give up the 2-run shot there. He's getting charged 2 earned runs on an Elly error. So any of you scoring experts may have to tell me how that works out because I'm not quite sure. But at least they get a win, and we will take it. So the Reds are winners today, completing the sweep against the Athletics, 6-5. The Reds have 6 runs on 8 hits and an error. The Athletics have 5 runs on 9 hits and 0 errors. Andrew Abbott is your winning pitcher. He is now 6-7 with a .392 earned run average. I had to do it. I'm very sorry. My iPad does not want to cooperate. Mason Barnett gets the loss. He's now 1-2 with a .556 ERA. And Brock Burke gets his 2nd save of the season. He is now up to a 2.73 earned run average. And the Reds take a trip out to our old nation's capital for the weekend as they will be taking on the Washington Nationals. The Reds will have a bullpen day. It sounds like Luis May will be the opener. The Nationals also have not announced yet who will be starting for them. So that give you nothing for the pitching matchup. But first pitch will be at 6:45, so you'll see me here a little later in the night. I'm looking forward to this series. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. It does, Washington's kind of scuffling right now, so maybe the Reds can keep this hot streak going. But everyone, thank you so much for spending some time with me today as we discuss the Reds win. Our first home sweep of the year was a lot of fun to discuss. Please be sure to stay tuned in to hear us here at Locked On Reds, and then check out Locked On MLB as well, so you can get all your favorite shows, and they'll check out MLB Game Night. They watch every single game, so you don't have to. Everyone, thank you again for being patient. As you know, with my day job, I can't be here right after the getaway day games, but I still had a lot of fun talking ball with you all. I'm Tim Daniel. Go Red Legs. I'll see you tomorrow.